Two divs. Let's just ignore the fact that we have two, although we could just quickly inspect that. So the first one is, well, let's actually just try and clear this. Clear console. That's good. Div O is a key error. One is also a key error. That's probably because it also cleared the definitions. So let's go O. Div. Okay, fine. Now, anyway, so let's figure out what we got. So we got div dot, let's try div dot children. Print a list div dot children. Okay, there we are. So now we've ended up with all our divs in a little bunch here. What we want to grab is the one with class, and so well we can do exactly that, but we want to get it as an attribute class. So let's do that. Let's go this one, attribute class, and that one is job. So let's check that against what we want. So we want to look at a div that has a job. And what we have is a invalid character. That's because we have a wrong type of quote mark. Right. So we'll go div. Now we should have 6. Okay, fine. Now we're looking much better now, much healthier. So div. Let's see if we have a div O. So div O is a key error. Div O just to give us a giggle. It's not a function. Anyway, so let's go this way. So div.text. What we notice is that it's got some text now. This is fantastic. So we've got process engineer, new Orica, and some more stuff. And so what's happened is that it's grabbed this and essentially just grabbed the text right out of it. So here is our process engineer, new Orica. So you see process engineer, new Orica, Yarwun, Queensland. Process engineer, new Orica, Yarwun, Queensland, the successful candidate. And so we've successfully, essentially, scraped this page. We haven't scraped it very well, but we have scraped it, and that's the most important thing. So why don't we just try get some more information? What we'll notice is that this contains children. So why don't we, look into the children. So we'll go div.children, and that will give us an iterator that we can now iterate across. Results, so let's get our results. Now, you can see that this has 5 elements in it, and we can count them. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we also potentially have this one, and we can count it a different way. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, before we have another another child. So the children in this H2 is here. You can see 1, 2, 3. The children in this div is just nothing, it's just text. Children in the job meta is 1, 2, 3. Then you have more, 4, 5, and you have quite a drill down there. Suffice to say, the information that we just want is essentially in these children. So if we went to we went c.text for c in div.children, we should result in something. Navigatable string has no text. That's because we have essentially asked for it to be for that to give us a text, but it's a single item. So why don't we go data is equal to, and what we're doing is we're going to wrap it in square brackets. It's going to convert it to a list. So now we have data and we have the list. Nope. Why don't we do that this way? List. Did it? Yeah. Okay. Data. Much better. Right here. In we go. Move front. So now we have data 0 is our job title. If we've got .text, we should see process engineer new. And if we went data 2.1, we should got .text. We have Orica. So now we can start doing this. So what we can go is for job in something or other. Let's just assume we've figured this one out. And we go title is, we want to do data is job dot, list job dot children. So this is expand iterator. We could use a for loop, but what we want actually to address each individual item because those individual items mean something to us rather than the iterator itself. We have to keep the state otherwise. If we went for meta in job.children, we would have IL children, we would have to keep track of where we're up to. But if we do this one, we've already converted it to a list, and we can go company is equal to data 0.text. We can go, we did have autocomplete there, we didn't want to do that, .text. We want to go, rather, that's data 1. We have job title is data 0.text, text. And then we have our job description, DSC is, I'll just line those up, feeling like that. So data, and what is it? We could do 2.text. Let's check that. OneNote. How about 3.text? That's our location. So actually, I may as well put that in. Job site. This is, or we can say job lock. Location is equal to data 3.text. And then the job description might be data 4. So let's see what that says. Yep. And so that's their job description that they wanted to put on their ad. So we can't really say that it's not the job description, even though it says a successful candidate will be responsible for this. But let's leave bygones be bygones with that one. The rest of the data is seek.com is where it's posted and the time it's done, and we're not so interested in that. So I said for job in something or other. Well, let's go back. We'll do we'll call that jobs. We'll call that soup rather. We'll grab our original thing. We called jobs is find all job. So jobs is that one. And so that's correct. So now, what did jobs have? So we go jobs, and we should see. Why don't we copy that back out? So jobs, it was an iterator, and you can see it's 6. So we can then obviously do the same way. Jobs.children. And so now we should have a scraper that successfully gets the information, even though it replaces them, from the job. So let's go ahead. Let's go Python. We see an error here. We'll see how this works. This shouldn't say jobs equals div equals that one, but it's likely that we'll just go soldier on. Okay, step over that one, imports. We've got our page in a moment. We got our soup. And did we get our job? So jobs. Yes, we did. We got our jobs. Perfect. We've got div as well. So this just happens that those two are assigned to the same. Now, let's step. So now we have a job. So just to clarify, we have job. The job is here. A job has got a job title, etc. So if we looked at the text, process engineer. Now it looks like we may have a bit of an issue here. It's found the divs but we haven't done it in exactly the right way. So let's just confirm this. Now, we're looking for the divs with jobs. What we'll do is we'll run it up to here. We know that this part's fine and it's getting the information that we want. Okay, so is it that jobs is a linked list, or is jobs just something or other else? So jobs, we have a length. Now, we can see that it has something called next. We can see that that has something called next. We can see that that has something called next as well, but did we choose the right thing? Job title rank, something or other. Maybe we can choose, yep, next element. Maybe we could look at next element. So why don't we do that? Next element looks like it's got the same format that we want. Then next element again. And then why don't we go next element. So we're not going very well here, are we? Next elements. Oracle. So why don't we go beautiful soup find all? Beautiful soup find all. Let's see if our definition, there we go, find all. So why don't we just use that instead? Okay, extracts a tag list of tag objects matching the given. Fine. Let's go that way then. So wait, it should start. Should give us a few warnings about this. So jobs is now up. It's exactly what we wanted. We can see that it has items in it. It's 6. So let's see if it worked for us. So we step. Now the job is what? So we can check job name. Job is not defined for jobs in job children. So why did job not become defined? Let's do a step. For job in jobs.children. Why don't we go list jobs.children? Let's see if that works for us. Oh no, sorry, I apologize. This job in jobs, because it's not a generator anymore, it's actually a list. So let's go and I'll paddle along for a little bit. So step over that. Now we have a job. That's fantastic. Let's see. We'll have some data. It looks good. Orica, Yarwin, perfect. Job title, company, that one. Now let's just we'll add some watches to this. So why don't we just go add watch? So add expression. We want job title. We want add expression company. We want to grab job lock. We want to grab job description. Oh, now that seems odd. Why is that job description is still a tag? It looks like we didn't put .text there. Okay, great. So now what we've essentially been leveraging all this time is what's called introspection. And introspection is quite powerful in Python, unlike many other languages. For instance, in C, you don't get this function where it tells you all these things that you've done wrong. There's no possibility to look at beautiful soup or C equivalent and see all the functions that have whilst it's running. You'd only learn it if it was written in a header file. In fact, what's nice about this, if you went jobs dot underscore dir that, it'll give you a list of everything that's possible to be done with that object, and that's really powerful. So anyway, let's step through this. So we have now got process Erica, Yarwin, successful candidate. What's going to happen now? What we've got is Explosive Ordnance Development Engineer Thales Brenner joining our research team. Where is that? Oh, there we are. Perfect. So this system here, the really interesting part of it, as this is rendered with HTML, what that means is that their server has got this template around the body and put this information in. And if you're looking keenly, you would have noticed that this data popped up sometime after this data came in. So let's just try and show that. So what we can do, often a great way to try and understand how the website is loaded, is to put it in slow 3G, and we can record essentially what happens, what every request is. So we want to get every request. There's actually a few other interesting things you can get. XHR is what is called a AJAX or a synchronous request. When this page loads, it can then ask for more data. You've got JavaScript, which is just literally just the scripts as they come in. CSS, which is your styles, images, other kinds of media, fonts, documents. A WebSocket is a special always active connection, and others here. So we're going to enable our recording. We'll disable cache as well. And that means that these ads might be cached in our computer, they just have to load again. So we'll refresh this page. Now it's expected to go very slow. So it hasn't gone through, and there we go. You notice there's no ads there. And give it a little bit of time, you can see that this GTM comes up, and then the ads pop up. That's because the ads are themselves a scripted element. That's because there's competition that happens on your ads on your computers. There's a lot of other things going on here in this thing called a waterfall, but the most important thing was the understanding that when you started the page, the information came with this part. And so that's all we need to do to grab the information that we want. So that depends on different sites. If you were to look at, for instance, let's say finance.yahoo.com, then we can navigate off to a different page. Why don't we check Facebook? Facebook. We'll search them. So now, we have no Facebook. Okay, let's search there. Oh, there we go. FB. Great. It'll get there slowly. So you notice that this popped up afterwards. So this is actually what is that XHR request. So if we go here to network, and if we just ignore the fact that it keeps on going through and it's downloading a lot of stuff here. Let's go refresh the page. It'll load, it gets some different pieces of information. We can switch over to XHR and we just wait. There we are. This is the data for the chart. We don't need to load anymore. Oh, whoops daisy. I pressed the wrong button there. We'll slowly get it again. XHR. It'll come up in a moment. I just wanted to stop that page from loading. It didn't need to load any further. We were done. Okay, there we go. This is going to be downloaded in a sec. In preview response. Come on, you can get there. It's not there yet. You can see it's not downloaded yet. We'll be downloading shortly. Oh, why don't we just put that to fast 3G? That should get us somewhere. 1.8 megabytes. Oh, there we go. We're slowly getting there. Oh, we got our data. Right. Here's the response. Oh no. So it didn't come there. There we go. So that's surprising. Anyway, well, we can see other information, and this is the point of XHR. You can see that this is all logically developed. You can see a spark and results. You can see there's a content, FB range, And this looks more like what we're looking for. This is, yes, this looks like our data indeed. Yeah. So this is very interesting. This is a fantastic way to be able to scrape, just using this information. Okay, and so I think that's going to be the first lesson passed into scraping web pages. We can look at more complex examples and certainly more succinct examples in the future. All right. So I say we've built our first scraper. We would need to then go ahead and store this data, but that's the minimum amount of code that you need to grab the information. Also showed the use of Python debugging and all that whilst without properly reading the manual.